Okay.
You guys can hear me now, right?
Oh, God.
Okay, cool. Hi. It's good. It's yeah, it's good. Yeah. It's like
Okay. It is. It actually opened up. So, I'm going to send this link to Caroline and to a couple of other people.
okay. I have one question about reading stage directions real fast
Yes.
that I meant to ask yesterday, but I fell asleep. Let it load. No, the script is loading for me. I was gonna do it on my computer. My computer stopped working, so now I had to switch it. um, Before some lines, it says like, off to the side or to this person. Do you want me to read those, like the little?
Um,
Like it says to Don Jean, like it says Leonardo right before his line. It says to Don Jean. Do you want me to read those?
um, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I thought so. I just wanted to make sure though.
Yep, you're good. So, thank you for reading stage directions because, I would, but I have to fill in for Rebecca.
Okay.
So, I will be acting alongside you guys.
It's really funny because like I volunteer for the Watchmen, and then afterward I realize there's this like little to this person, and then it's the Watchman's line like twice. So
You
yeah,
just say beforehand, "Hey, yo."
I had to make two complete different voices for that specific reason. So it's like,
Right.
scene one before Leonardo's house, and then it's like a completely different, crazy, stupid thing because you said you needed it funny, so I just chose a voice and went with it.
Oh, wait, you're actually doing the Watchmen.
Yeah, you asked me to. I
Oh,
volunteered because you didn't have anyone else who was.
I'm dumb. Okay, that's cool. No, thank you. I love you.
Hmm.
You're amazing and literally a godsend. All of you are godsends. I'm excited about this, but I'm also really nervous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Weird. So I'm just gonna mute myself.
Yeah, I'm
whatever
going to
works
try
for
to mute
whatever
myself.
works for you
I'll be back.
guys.
I gotta get my parents to do the dogs.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not going to fully wait for them. I just want to tell y'all a few things, and then we have one thing that we need to run before we really get started. So first off, yes, put yourself on push to talk. Because that'll help us out a lot. Two, make sure that you have the Google Doc open for the script. Because that will be very helpful. If
Okay,
you are on
push
yes.
when you hit push to talk.
Huh?
What'd you say?
When you do you just like click like your mouse when you hit push to talk?
There's a key
Oh,
bound,
what's the
so
hotkey?
look at what your key is bound to.
You have to.
What?
In the same place where it says where you click push to talk, there should be a key binding. Which key you press to turn on push to talk.
What if you're on a mobile device? Because mine's on my phone because I couldn't get it on my computer.
Wait,
You
so, like,
can do it on your phone. You don't have to. Whatever's easier for you. You know, if you want to like let it set up. But there is a push to talk option on your phone. It just might be frustrating to like push it and then like, yeah. So you're gonna have to have your hands on. If you have your hands on your script, you might want to not have push to talk, and just be really careful about your mic. But
Okay, cool.
can't hear you, Sam.
So y'all excited about the season?
Yes.
I'm excited to see what Jeff has in store.
Sam, what did you just say? While you weren't pressing the button.
What'd you say?
Okay.
What's happening?
I don't know. It got really quiet, so I thought everything froze.
Okay, wait. Am I working? Is this working?
Yes, you're working. I hear you.
So I had put I can't see you, but okay.
Mhm.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you all for coming. So, this is Much Ado About Nothing by the Chestatee High School Theater Department, being brought to you live from your homes. So, I'm so glad that y'all could come out and join us tonight. Get a little fun, family fun entertainment on your wonderful Friday night. So, we have been working on this show for quite a while now, and due to COVID-19, we're not able to do it in person. But we still wanted to put on a show for our lovely community and all of you lovely people. So we're here tonight. So our cast members have been working so hard, and now they're all here. And I would like them all to introduce themselves. So, Miss Boyer, could you start us off, please?
Hi, I'm Abigail Boyer, and I'm going to be playing Beatrice tonight.
Hi, my name's Garrett White, and I'm going to be playing Benedict.
Hello, my name is Riley Tucker, and I'm going to be playing Claudio.
Hi, I'm Pate McMorrow, and I'm going to be playing Hero and Sexton tonight.
Hello, I am Alicia Sajia, and I will be playing Don Pedro.
Our next person.
Is that me? Hi, I'm Mitchell, and I'm playing Baraccio.
Hi, I'm Christian Dale. I'm playing Conrad.
Hi, I'm Bailey Godfrey, and I'm playing Messenger.
Hi, I'm Becky Skelton, and I will be playing Balthazar and Watchman.
Hi, I'm Caroline Barber, and I'll be playing Don Jean Dogberry.
I'm Molly Sturm, and I'll be playing Margaret.
Hi, I'm Bradley Sullins, and I'm reading for Friar Francis tonight.
Hi, I'm Grayson Bennett. I will be reading Stage Directions and Watchmen 1.
Is Isabella with us?
I think she's having a little bit of a technical difficulty, which is to be expected.
All right. Well, we will move on. And I am Sam Gussman, the director of all this, and I will also be reading for Vergus and Ursula. So I think it is about time that we move on with the show. How say y'all?
I can't wait.
Right.
We do want to wait
Woo!
one moment since Leonardo has a lot in the beginning. Just give her a
Correct.
second,
So we will give her just a memento.
Well, in this memento, I will just say I'm super proud of all of you. It's wonderful to see all of your beautiful faces.
It's nice to see you too there, Mr. Kelly.
My
yes,
lady.
Very.
So I think what we'll do for right now, so we're not waiting a long time and just delaying this, Miss Grayson, if you could you read for Leonardo? Oh wait, maybe she has returned. Isabella? Okay, so Miss Grayson, if you could read for Leonardo at the beginning of this, and she will just join us when all those technical difficulties are over. So, we now present to you Much Ado About Nothing, if it were live. Take us away.
Act 1, Scene 1. Before Leonardo's house. Enter Leonardo, Hero, Beatrice with a messenger. I learn in this letter that Don Pedro of Aragon comes with this day to Messina.
He is very near by this. He was not 3 leagues off when I left him.
How many gentlemen have you lost in action?
But few of any sort, and none of name.
Victory is twice itself when an achiever brings home full numbers. If I find here that Don Pedro hath to bestow upon honor on a young Florence called Claudio.
Much deserved on his part, and equally remembered by Don Pedro. He hath borne himself beyond the promise of his age, doing, in the figure of land, the feats of a lion.
I pray you, is Signor Montanto returned from the wars or no?
I know none of that name, lady.
My cousin means Signor Benedict of Padua.
Oh, he's returned, and as pleasant as ever he was.
I pray you, how many hath he killed and eaten in these wars? But how many hath he killed? For indeed I did promise to eat all of his killing.
Faith, niece, you tax Signor Benedict too much, but he will meet you. I doubt it not.
He hath done good in service, lady, in these wars.
You had musty victual, and he hath hope to eat it. He is a very valiant trencherman. He hath an excellent stomach.
And a good soldier too, lady.
And a good soldier to a lady, but what is he to a lord?
A lord to a lord, a man to a man, suffered all honorable virtues.
It is so indeed. He is no less than a stuffed man.
You must not, sir, mistake my niece. There is a kind of merry war betwixt Signor Benedict and her. They never met, but there is a skirmish between them.
Who is his companion now? He hath every month a new sworn brother.
Is't possible?
Oh, very easily possible. He wears his faith but is the fashion of his hat. It ever changes with the next block.
I see, lady. The gentleman is not in your books.
No. An he were, I would burn my study. But I pray you, who is his companion? Is there no young squarer now that would make a voyage with him to the devil?
He is most in the company of the right noble Claudio.
Oh, Lord, he will hang upon him like a disease. He has sooner caught the pestilence, and then the taker runs presently mad. God help the noble Claudio! If he had caught the Benedict, it would cost him £1,000 ere I be cured.
Enter Don Pedro, Don Jean, Claudio, Benedict, and Balthazar.
Good Signor Leonardo, you are come to welcome your trouble. The fashion of the world is to avoid cost, and you encounter it.
Never come trouble in my house in this likeness of your greatness. For trouble being gone, comfort should remain, but when you have depart from me, sorrow aside, and happiness takes his leave.
You embrace your charge too willingly. I think this is your daughter?
Her mother hath many times told me so.
Were you in doubt, sir, that you asked her?
Signor Benedict, no, for then you were a child.
Truly, the lady mothers herself. Be happy, lady, for you are like an honorable father.
If Signora Leonato be her father, she would not have his head on her shoulders for all Messina, as like him as she is.
I wonder that you would still be talking, Signor Benedict. No one marks you.
What? My dear Lady Disdain, are you not yet living?
Is it possible Disdain should die when she hath such food to feed it as Signor Benedict? Courtesy itself must be converted to disdain if you come into her presence.
Then is courtesy a turncoat? But it is certain that I am loved of all ladies, only you excepted, and I could, find in my heart that I had not a hard heart, for truly I love none.
A dear happiness to women! They would otherwise be troubled with a pernicious suitor. I thank God in my cold blood for that. I'd rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
God keep your ladyship still in that mind, so some gentleman or other shall scape a predestinate scratched face.
Scratching could not make it worse, and for a face such as yours.
Well, you are a rare parrot, teacher.
A bird of my tongue is better than a beast of yours.
I would my horse had the speed of your tongue, and so good a continuer. But keep your way. I, God's name, I have done.
You always end with a jade's trick. I know you of old.
Benedict, my dear friend Leonardo hath invited you all. I tell him we shall stay there at least a month, and he heartily prays some occasion may detain us longer.
Let me bid you welcome, my lord. Being reconciled to the prince, your brother, I owe you all duty.
Thank you. I'm not many words, but I thank you.
Please let your grace lead on.
Your hand, Leonardo. We will go together.
Exit all except Benedict and Claudio.
Benedict, didst thou note the daughter of Signor Leonardo?
I noted her not, but I looked on her.
Is she not a modest young lady?
Do you question me? As an honest man should do, for my simple true judgment? Or would you have me speak after my custom, as being a professed tyrant to their sex?
No, I speak in sober judgment.
Why, faith, methinks she's too low for a high praise, too brown for a fair praise, and a little too great for a great praise. Only this commendation I can afford her, that she were other than she is, she were unhandsome, and being no other but as she is, I do not like her.
Thou thinkest I am in sport. I pray thee tell me truly how thou likest her.
Would you buy her? That you would inquire after her?
In the world buy such a jewel.
Yea, and a case to put into it. But speak you this with a sad brow?
In mine eyes she's the sweetest lady that I ever looked on.
I can see it yet without spectacles, and I see no such matter. There's her cousin, and she were not possessed with a fury, exceeding her as much as in beauty as is the 1st of May doth the last of December. But I hope you have no intent to turn husband, have you?
I would scarce trust myself, though I had sworn the contrary, if Hero were to be my wife.
Is't come to this? In faith? Shall I ever see a bachelor of 60 again? Go to, I faith, and through wilt needs thrust thy neck into a yoke, wear the print of it, and sigh away Sundays.
Re-enter Don Pedro.
What secret hath held you here, that you follow not to Leonardo's?
I would your grace would constrain me to tell.
I charge thee on thy allegiance.
On my allegiance, mark you this, on my allegiance. He is in love. With who? Now that is your grace's part. Mark how short his answer is. With Hero, Leonato's short daughter.
Amen, if you love her, for the lady is very well worthy.
You speak this to fetch me in, my lord.
By my troth, I speak my thought.
And in faith, my lord, I spoke mine.
And by my 2 faiths and troths, my lord, I spoke mine.
That I love her, I feel.
That she is worthy, I know.
That I neither feel how she should be loved, nor how she should be worthy, is the opinion that fire cannot melt out of me. I will die in it at the stake.
Thou wast ever an obstinate heretic, in despite of beauty.
That a woman conceived me, I thank her. That she brought me up, I likewise give her most humble thanks. But that I will have a recheat winded in my forehead, or hang my bugle in an invisible baldric, all woman shall pardon me, because I will not do them the wrong to mistrust any. I will do myself the right to trust none. And the fine is, for which the may I may go finer, I will live a bachelor.
Well, as time shall try. In time the savage bull doth bear the yoke.
The savage bull may, but if ever the sensible Benedict bear it, pluck off the bull's horn and set them in my forehead, and let me be vilely painted in such great letters as they write, Here is good horse to hire. Let them signify under my sign, Here you may see Benedict, the married man.
Nay, if Cupid have not spent all his quiver in Venice, thou wilt quake for this shortly.
I look for an earthquake too, then.
Hath Leonato any son, my lord?
No child but Hero. She is his only heir. Dost thou affect her, Claudio?
Oh, my lord, when you went onward on this ended action, I looked upon her with a soldier's eye, that liked, but had a rougher task at hand to drive liking to the name of love. But now I'm returned, and those war thoughts have left their places vacant. In their rooms come thronging soft and delicate desires, all prompting me how fair young Hero is, saying, I liked her ere I went to wars.
Thou wilt be like a lover, presently and tire the hearer with a book of words. If thou dost love, fair hero, cherish it, and I will break with her and with her mother, and thou shalt have her. I know we shall have revelling tonight. I will assume thy part in some disguise, and tell fair hero I am Claudio. And in her bosom I'll unclasp my heart, and take her hearing prisoner, with the force and strong encounter of my amorous tale. Then after to her mother will I break, and the conclusion is she will be thine.
Exit. Scene 2. A room in Leonato's house. Enter Don Jean and Conrad.
What the good year, my lord? Why are you thus out of measure, sad?
There is no measure in the occasion that breeds. Therefore, the sadness is without limit.
You should hear reason.
And when I have heard it...
When I have heard it, what blessing bring it?
If not a present remedy, at least a patient sufferance.
I cannot hide what I am. I must be sad when I have cause, and smile when no man's jest. Eat when I have stomach, and wait for no man's leisure. Sleep when I am drowsy, and tend to no man's business. Laugh when I am merry, and claw no man at his humor.
Yea, but you must not make the full show of this till you may do it without controlment. You have of late stood out against your brother, and he hath taken you newly into his grace, where it is impossible you should take true root, but by the fair weather that you make yourself.
I'd rather be a crank in a hedge than a rose in a grace. I am better fist my body and fist my blood and disdain and all than to fashion and cage to rob love and away. In this I thought I could not be said a flattered honest man. It must not be denied that I am plan-dealing villain. I am trusted with a mother with a clog, and if I have my mouth,
I would bite.
Can you make no use of your discontent?
I make all use of it, or I use it only. What news, Horatio?
I came yonder from a great supper. The prince, your brother, is royally entertained by Leonato, and I can give you intelligence of an intended marriage.
For any model to build mischief on? What is he for a fool that betroths himself to unquietness?
Will it serve as for a model to build mischief on? What is he for a fool that bestows himself unquietness?
Grayson, Caroline is back.
Okay, I didn't see her.
Mary, it is your brother's right hand.
Who? The most exquisite Claudio?
Even he.
A proper squire. And who? Which way looks he?
Mary on Hero, the daughter and heir of Leonata.
A very
forward march chick.
I heard it agreed upon that the prince should woo Hero for himself, and having obtained her, give her to Count Claudio.
Come, let us hither. My approved food for my displeasure. The young startup hath all the glory of overthrow. If I can cross him any way, I bless myself every way. You are both sure that you will assist me?
To the death, my lord.
Exit. Scene 3. Leonato's house. Leonato, Hero, Beatrice, and others.
Was not Count Jean here at supper?
I saw her not.
How tartly that lord looks. I can never see her, but am heartburned an hour after.
She is of a very melancholy disposition.
She were an excellent man that were made just in the midway between her and Benedick. The one is too much like an image and says nothing, and the other too like my lady's eldest son, evermore tattling.
By my troth, niece, thou wilt never get thee a husband if thou be so shrewd of thy tongue.
Oh, for the blessing of which I am at him upon my knees every morning and evening. Lord, I could not endure a husband with a beard on his face. I had rather lie in the woolen.
You may let on a husband that has no beard.
And what should I do with him? Dress him in my apparel, and make him my waiting gentlewoman? He that hath a beard is more than a youth, and he that hath no beard is less than a man, and he that is more than a youth is not for me, and he that is less than a man, well, I am not for him.
I trust you will be ruled by your father.
Yes, faith, it is my cousin's duty to make curtsy and say, Father, as it pleases you. But yet for all that, cousin, let him be a handsome fellow, or else make another curtsy and say, Father, as it pleases me.
Well, niece, I hope to see you one day fitted with a husband.
Not till God make men of some other metal than earth.
Enter Don Pedro, Claudio, Benedict, Balthazar, Don Jean, Horatio, Margaret, Ursula, and others. Asked at a celebration, Balthazar plays music on the back. To Hero.
Lady, will you walk about with your friend?
Drawing her aside.
Well, I would you did like me.
So would not I, for your own sake, for I have many ill qualities.
Which is one?
I say my prayers aloud.
I love you the better. The heroes may cry, amen.
God match me with a good dancer.
Will you not tell me who told you so?
No, you shall pardon me.
Nor will you tell me who you are?
Not now.
That I was disdainful, and that I had my good wit out of 100 merry tales? Well, this was Signor Benedict that told you so.
What's he?
I am sure you know him well enough.
Not I. Believe me.
Did he never make you laugh?
I pray you, what is he?
Why, he is the prince's jester. A very dull fool, only his gift is in devising impossible slanders. None but libertines delight in him, and the condemnation is not in his wit, but in his villainy. For he both pleases men and angers them, and then they both laugh at him and beat him. I am sure he is in the fleet. I would had he boarded me.
When I know the gentleman, I'll tell him what you say.
Do. He'll but break a comparison or two on me, which, peradventure not marked or laughed at, strikes him into melancholy. And then there's a partridge wing saved, for the fool will eat no supper that night.
Music.
We must follow the leaders.
In every good thing.
Nay, if they lead to any ill will, I will leave them at the next turning.
Dance, and then exit all. Scene 4, outside Leonardo's house. Enter Don Jean, Horatio, Conrad, and Claudio, still masked.
Signor Benedict?
You know me well. I am he.
Signor, you are very near my brother in his love. He is enamored on Hero. I pray you, dissuade him from her. She is no equal for his birth. You may do the part of an honest man in it.
How know you he loves her?
I heard him swear his affection.
So did I too, and he swore he would marry her tonight.
Come, let us to the banquet.
Exit Don Jean, Horatio, and Conrad.
'Tis certain so. The prince woos for himself. Friendship is constant in all other things save in the office and affairs of love. For beauty is a witch against whose charms faith melteth into blood.
Re-enter Benedict.
Count Claudio?
Yea, the same.
Come, will you go with me? The prince hath got your hero.
I wish him joy of her.
Did you think the prince would have served you thus?
I pray you leave me.
Oh, now you strike like the blind man. 'Twas the boy that stole your meat, and you'll beat the post.
If it will not be, I will leave you.
Alas, my poor hurt fowl, now will he creep into sieges? But that my lady Beatrice should know me, and not know me! The prince's fool, ha! It may be I go under that title because I am merry, yea, but so am I apt to do myself wrong? Am I not so reputed? It is the base, though bitter, disposition of Beatrice that puts the world into her person, and so gives me out. Well, I'll be revenged as I may.
Now, Signor, where is the Count? Did you see him?
Troth, my lord, I found him here as melancholy as a lodge in a warren. I told him, and I think I told him true, that your grace had got the good will of this young lady.
The Lady Beatrice hath a quarrel to you. The gentleman that danced with her told her she is much wronged by you.
Oh, she misused me past the endurance of a block. She told me, not thinking that I had been myself, that I was the prince's jester, that I was duller than a great thaw, huddling jest upon jest with such impossible conveyance upon me, that I stood like a man at a mark, with a whole army shooting at me. She speaks poniards, and every word stabs. If her breath were as terrible as her terminations, there were no living near her. She would infect to the North Star. I would not marry her, though she were endowed with all that Adam bad left him before he transgressed. Come, talk not of her. I would to God some scholar would conjure her, for certainly, while she is here, all disquiet and perturbation follows her.
Look, here she comes.
Enter Claudio, Beatrice, Hero, and Leonardo.
Will your grace command me any service to the world's end? I will go on the slightest errand now to the antipodes that you can devise to send me on. I will fetch you a toothpicker now from the furthest inch of Asia, bring you a hair off the great champ's beard, do you any embassage to the pygmies, rather than hold 3 words conference with this harpy. You have no employment for me?
None, but to desire your good company.
O God, sir, here's a dish I love not. I cannot endure my lady tongue.
Exit.
Come, lady, come. You have lost the heart of Signor Benedict.
Indeed, my lord. He lent it me a while, and I gave him use for it, a double heart for his single one. Marry, once before he won it with me with false dice. Therefore your grace may well say that I have lost it.
You have put him down, lady. You have put him down.
So would not he should do me, my lord, lest I should prove the mother of fools. I have brought Count Claudio, with whom you sent me to seek.
Why? How now, Count? Wherefore are you sad?
Not sad, my lord.
How then, sick?
Neither, my lord.
The Count is neither sad, nor sick, nor merry, nor well, but civil, Count. Civil as an orange, and something of that jealous disposition.
I faith, lady, I think your blazon to be true, though I'll be sworn, if he be so, his conceit is false. Here, Claudio, I have wooed in thy name, and fair Hero is one. I have broke with her father, and his goodwill obtained. Name the day of marriage, and God give thee joy.
Count, take me of my daughter, and with her my fortunes. His grace had made the match, and grace say amen to it.
Speak, Count. 'Tis your cue.
Silence is the perfectest herald of joy. I were but little happy if I could say how much, lady, as you are mine. I am yours. I give away myself for you and doubt upon the exchange.
Speak, cousin, or if you cannot, stop his mouth with a kiss, and let him not speak either.
In faith, lady, you have a merry heart.
Yea, my lord, I thank it. Poor fool, it keeps on the windy side of care. My cousin tells him in his ear that he is in her heart.
So she doth, cousin.
Good lord, for alliance! Thus goes everyone to the world but I, and I am sunburnt. I may sit in a corner and cry hi-ho for a husband.
Lady Beatrice, I will get you one.
I would rather have one of your father's getting. Hath your grace ne'er a brother like you? Your father got excellent husbands, if a maid could come by them.
Will you have me, lady?
No, my lord, unless I might have another for working days. Your grace is too costly to wear every day. But I beseech your grace pardon me. I was born to speak all mirth and no matter.
Your silence most offends me, and to be merry best becomes you. For, out of question, you were born in a merry hour.
No, sure, my lord, my mother cried. But then there was a star danced, and under that I was born. Cousin, God give you joy.
Exit.
By my troth, a pleasant-spirited lady.
There's a little of the melancholy element in her, my lord. She is never sad but when she sleeps, not ever sad then. For I've heard my daughter say she has often dreamed of unhappiness and waked herself laughing.
She cannot endure to hear tell of a husband.
Oh, by no means. She mocks all of her wooers out of suit.
She were an excellent wife for Benedict.
Oh, Lord, my lord, if they were but a week married, they would talk themselves mad.
County Claudio, when mean you to go to the church?
Tomorrow, my lord. Time goes on crutches till love have all his rights.
Not till Monday, my dear son, which is a hint of just 7 nights, a time too brief to have all things answer in my mind.
I warrant thee, Claudio, the time shall not go duly by us. I will, in the interim, undertake one of Hercules' labors, which is to bring Signor Benedict and the Lady Beatrice into a mountain of affection, the one with the other. I would fain have it a match, and I doubt not but to fashion it, if you three will but minister such assistance.
My lord, I'm here for you, though it cost me a 10 night's watching.
And I, my lord.
And you too, gentle hero?
I will do any modest office, lord, to a good husband.
Benedict is not the unhopefullest husband that I know. Thus far can I praise him. He is of a noble strain, of approved valor and confirmed honesty. I will teach you how to humor your cousin, that she shall fall in love with Benedict, and I, with your 2 helps, will so practice on Benedict that, in despite of his quick wit and his queasy stomach, he shall fall in love with Beatrice. If we can do this, Cupid is no longer an archer. His glory shall be ours, for we are the only love gods.
Exit. Scene 5. A hall in Leonato's house. Enter Don Jean and Horatio.
It is so. The Count Claudio shall marry the daughter of Leonardo.
Yea, my lord, but I can cross it.
Any bar, any cross, any impediment will be medicinable to me. I am sick in displeasure to him, and whatsoever comes athwart, his affection ranges evenly with mine. How canst thou cross this marriage?
I think I told your lordship a year since how much I am in favor of Margaret, the waiting gentlewoman to Hero.
I remember.
I can, at any unseasonable instant of the night, appoint her to look out her lady's chamber window.
Life is in that, to be the death of this marriage.
The poison of that lies in your temper. Go you to the prince your brother, spare not to tell him that he hath wronged his honor in marrying the renowned Claudio, whose estimation do you mightily hold up, to a contaminated stale such as one as Hero.
What use shall I make of that?
Proof enough to misuse the prince, to vex Claudio, to undo Hero and kill Leonata. Look you for any other issue?
Exit. Scene 6. Leonato's orchard. Enter Benedict.
I do much wonder that one man, seeing how much another man is a fool when he dedicates his behaviors to love, will, after he hath laughed at such shallow follies in others, become the argument of his own scorn by falling in love, and such a man is Claudio. I have known when there was no music with him but the drum and the fife, and now had he rather hear the tabor and the pipe? I have known when he would have walked 10 miles afoot to see a good armor, and now will he lie 10 nights awake carving the fashion of a new doublet. He was wont to speak plain and to the purpose, like an honest man and a soldier, and now is he turned orthography? His words are a very fantastical banquet, just so many strange dishes. May I be so converted as to see with these eyes? I cannot tell. I think not. I will not be sworn, but love may transform me to an oyster. But I'll take my oath on it. Till he have made an oyster of me, he shall never have made me such a fool. One woman is fair, yet I am well. Another is wive, yet I am well. Another virtuous, yet I am well. But till all graces be in one woman shall not come into my grace. Rich she shall be, that's certain, wise or I'll none, virtuous or I'll never cheapen her, fair or I'll never look on her, mild or come not near me, noble or not I for an angel, of good discourse, an excellent musician, and her hair shall be of what color it pleases God. Ha! The prince and Monsieur love. I will hide me in the arbor.
Withdraws. Enter Don Pedro, Claudio, Leonardo, and Balthazar.
Come, shall we hear this music?
Yea, my good lord.
Sigh no more, ladies, sigh no more. Men were deceivers ever. One foot in sea and one on shore. To one thing constant never. Then sigh not so, but let them go, and be you blithe and bonny, converting all your sounds of woe into a naughty, naughty. Sing no more ditties, sing no more of dumb so dull and heavy. The fraud of men was ever so, since summer first was leafy. Then sigh not so, but let them go, and be you blithe and bonny, converting all your sounds of woe into a naughty, naughty.
Come hither, Leonardo. What was it you told me of today? That your niece Beatrice was in love with Signor Benedict?
I did never think that lady would have loved any man.
No, nor I neither, but most wonderful that she should so daunt Signor Benedict, whom she hath in all outward behaviour seemed ever to harbour.
Is't possible? Sits in the wind in that corner?
By my troth, my lord, I cannot tell what to think of it, but that she loves him with an enraged affection. It is past the infinite of thought.
You amaze me. I would have thought her spirit had been invincible against all assaults of affection.
I would have sworn it had, my lord, especially against Benedict.
Hath she made her affection known to Benedict?
No, and she swears she never will. That's her torment.
'Tis true indeed. So your doctor says, shall I? Says she have so often countered him with scorn. Write to him that I love him?
Oh, she railed at herself that she would be so immodest to write to one that she knew would flout her. I measure him, she says, by my own spirit, for I should flout him if he write to me, yea, though I love him, I should.
And down upon her knees she falls, weeps, sobs, beats her heart, tears her hair, prays, curses. Oh, sweet Benedict, God give me patience.
I would she had bestowed this dotage on me. I would have daffed all other respects, and made her half myself. I pray you, tell Benedict of it, and hear what they will say.
Were it good, think you?
Hero thinks surely she will die, for she says she will die. If he loves her not, and she will die, ere she make her love known, and she will die. If he woo her rather than, she will bate one breath of her accustomed crossness.
She doth well. If she should make tinder of her love, 'tis very possible he'll scorn it. For the man, as you know all, hath a contemptible spirit.
He is a very proper man.
He hath indeed a good outward happiness.
Before God, and in my mind, very wise.
He doth indeed show some sparks that are like wit. Well, I am sorry for your niece. I love Benedict well, and I could wish he would modestly examine himself, to see how much he is unworthy so good a lady.
My lord, will you walk? Dinner is ready.
Exit Don Pedro, Claudio, and Leonardo. Coming forward.
This can be no trick. The conference was sadly born. They have the truth of this from Hero? Love me? Why, it must be requited. I hear now how I am censured. They say I will bear myself proudly if I perceive the love come from her. They say, too, that she will rather die than give any sign of affection. I did never think to marry. I must not seem proud. Happy are they that they hear their distractions, and can put them to mending. They say the lady is fair. 'Tis a truth. I can bear them witness, and virtuous. 'Tis so, I cannot reprove it, and wise. For loving me, by my troth, it is no addition to her wit, nor no great argument of her folly, for I will be horribly in love with her. I may chance have some odd corks and remnants of wit broken on me, because I have railed so long against marriage. But doth not the appetite alter? A man loves the meat in his youth, but that he cannot endure in his age. Shall quips and sentences and these paper bullets of brain awe a man from the career of his humor? No, the world must be peopled. When I said I would die a bachelor, I did not think I should live until I was married. Oh, here comes Beatrice. By this day, she is a fair lady. I do spy some marks of love in her.
Enter Beatrice.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come in to dinner.
Fair Beatrice, I thank you for your pains.
I took no more pains for those thanks than you would take pains to thank me. If it had been painful, I would not have come.
You take pleasure, then, in the message?
Just so much as you may take upon a knife's point. You have no stomach, senor. Fare you well.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you to come to dinner? Now, there's a double meaning in that. I took no more pains for those thanks that you took and pains to thank me. That's as much as to say, any pains that I take for you are as easy as a thanks. If I do not take pity of her, I am a villain. If I do not love her, I am a fool. I will go get her picture.
Exit. Scene 7. Leonardo's garden. Enter Hero, Ursula, enter Beatrice behind.
No, truly, Ursula. She is too disdainful. I know her spirits are as coy and wild as haggards of the rock.
But are you sure that Benedict loves Beatrice so entirely?
So says the prince and my new trothed lord.
And did they bid you tell her of it, madame?
They did entreat me to acquaint her of it, but I persuaded them, if they loved Benedick, to wish him wrestle with affection, and never to let Beatrice know of it.
Why did you so? Doth not the gentleman deserve as full as fortunate a bed as ever Beatrice shall couch upon?
O God of love! I know he doth deserve as much as may be yielded to a man. But nature never framed a woman's heart of prouder stuff than that of Beatrice. Disdain and scorn ride sparkling in her eyes, misprizing what they look on, and her wit values itself so highly that to her all matters else seems weak. She cannot love, nor take no shape, nor project of affection. She is so self-endured.
Sure, I think so. And therefore, certainly it were not good she knew his love, lest she make a sport at it.
No, rather I will go to Benedick, and counsel him to fight against his passion. And truly, I'll devise some honest slanders to stain my cousin with. One doth not know how much an ill word may empoison liking.
Oh, do not do your cousin such a wrong. She cannot be so much without true judgment, having so swift and excellent a wit as she is prized to have, as to refuse so rare a gentleman as Signor Benedick.
He is the only man of Italy, always accepted by dear Claudio. Come, go in, I'll show thee some attires, and have thy counsel, which is the best to furnish me tomorrow.
Said Hero and Ursula, coming forward.
What fire is in mine ears? Can this be so true? Stand, I condemned for pride and scorn so much. Contempt, farewell, and maiden pride, adieu. No glory lives behind the back of such, and Benedick, love on. I will requite thee, taming my wild heart to thy loving hands. If thou dost love, my kindness shall incite thee to bind our loves up in holy band. For others say thou dost deserve, and I believe it better than reportingly.
Exit. Scene 8. At room in Leonato's house. Enter Don and Benedict.
I do but stay till your marriage be consummate, and then go towards Aragon.
I'll bring you thither, my lord, if you will vouchsafe me.
Nay, that would be as great a soil in the new gloss of your marriage as to show a child his new coat and then forbid him to wear it. I will only be bold with Benedict for his company, for from the crown of his head to the sole of his foot, he is all mirth. He hath twice or thrice cut Cupid's bowstring, and the little hangman dare not shoot at him.
Gallants, I am not as I have been.
So say, I methinks you are sadder.
I hope you be in love.
Hang him, truant. There's no true drop of blood in him. To be truly touched with love. If he be sad, he wants money.
I have the toothache.
What? Sigh for a toothache?
Well, every one can master a grief, but he that has it.
If he be not in love with some woman, there is no believing old signs.
Hath any man seen him at the barber's?
No, but the barber's man hath been seen with him, and the old ornament of his cheeks hath already been stuffed with tennis balls.
Nay, rubs himself with civet. Can you smell him out by that?
And when was he wont to wash his face?
Enter Leonato.
Indeed, that tells a heavy tale for him. Conclude. He is in love.
To Leonato.
Old Signor, walk aside with me. I have studied 8 or 9 wise words to speak to you, which these hobby horses must not hear.
Benedict and Leonato.
For my life, to break with him about Beatrice.
'Tis even so. Hero and Margaret have played their parts with Beatrice, and then the two bears will not fight one another when they meet.
Enter Don Jean.
My lord and brother, God save you.
Good dent, sister.
If your leisure served, I would speak with you.
In private?
If it please you. Yet Count Claudio may hear, for what I would speak of concerns him.
What's the matter?
Means your lordship to be married tomorrow?
You know he does.
I know not that, when he knows what I know.
If there be any impediments, I pray you discover it.
You may think I love you not. Let that appear hereafter, and aim better at me by that now I will manifest.
Why? What's the matter?
The lady is disloyal.
Who, Hero?
Even she? Leonardo's hero, your hero, every man's hero.
Disloyal.
The word is too good to paint out her wickedness. Think you of a worse title, and I will fit her to it. Wonder not till further warrant, but go with me tonight. You shall see her chamber window entered, even the night before her wedding day. If you love her then, tomorrow wed her. But it would be better fit your honor to change your mind.
May this be so.
I will not think it.
If you will follow me, I will show you enough. And when you have seen more and heard more, proceed accordingly.
Exit. End of Act 1. Act 2. Scene Mr. Dogberry and Fergus with the watch.
Are you men good and true?
Yea, or else it were pity, but they should suffer salvation, body and soul. Give them their charge, neighbor Dogberry.
Who think you the most desertless man to be constable?
Two oatcakes, sir, or George Seacole, for they can write and read.
Come hither, neighbor Seacole. You are thought here to be the most senseless and fit man for the constable of the watch. Therefore, bear you the lantern. This is your charge. You shall comprehend all vagrant men. You are to bid any man stand in the prince's name.
How if he will not stand?
Why then, take no note of him, but let him go, and presently call the rest of the watch together, and thank God you are rid of the knave.
If he will not stand when he is bidden, he is none of the prince's subjects.
True, and they are to meddle with none but the prince's subjects. Well, you are to call at all the alehouses, and bid those that are drunk get them to bed.
Oh, if they will not.
Why then, let them alone till they are sober. If they make you not, then the better answer, you may say they are not the men you took them for.
Well, sir...
You meet a thief, you may suspect him, by virtue of your office, to be no true man. And for such a kind of man, the less you meddle or make with them, why, the more is for your honesty.
If we know him to be a thief, shall we not lay hands on him?
You may, but I think that they that touch pitch will be defiled. The most peaceable way for you, if you do take a thief, is to let him show himself what he is and steal out your company.
You have always been called a merciful man, partner.
Truly, and I would not hang a dog by my will. You must call to the much more a man who hath any honesty in him.
If you hear a child cry in the night, you must call to the nurse and bid her still it.
How if the nurse be asleep and will not hear us?
And depart in peace, and let the child wake her with crying. This is the end of your charge. You, constable, are to present the prince's own person, If you meet the prince in the night, you may stay with him.
Nay, by Our Lady, that I think he cannot.
Marry, not without the prince be willing, for indeed the watch ought to offend no man, and it is an offence to stay a man against his will.
By Our Lady, I think it be so.
Oh, well, masters, good night, and there be any matter of weight chances, call up me. Adieu. Be vigilant, I beseech you.
Exit Dogberry and Vergus. Oh, masters, we heard our charge. Let us go sit upon the church bench till 2, and then all go to bed. Enter Horatio and Conrad.
What, Conrad?
Aside. Peace, stir not.
Conrad, I say.
Here, man, I am at thy elbow.
Mass, and my elbow itched. I thought there would a scab follow.
I will owe thee an answer for that. And now forward with thy tale.
Stand thee close, then, and I will, like a true drunkard, utter all to thee.
Aside. Some treason, masters, stand close.
Therefore know I have earned of Don John 1,000 ducats.
Is it possible that any villainy should be so dear?
I have tonight wooed Margaret, the Lady Hero's gentlewoman, by the name of Hero. She leans me out at her mistress's chamber window, bids me 1,000 times good night. I tell this tale vilely. I should first tell thee how the prince and Claudio, planted and placed and possessed by my master Don John, saw far off in the orchard this amiable encounter.
And thought they Margaret was Hero?
2 of them did, the prince and Claudio, but the devil my master knew she was Margaret. Partly by his oaths, partly by the dark night, but chiefly by my villainy. Away went Claudio enraged, swore he would meet her next morning, and there, before the whole congregation, shame her with what he saw o'ernight, and send her home again without a husband.
We charge you in the prince's name. Stand!
Looks like we are continuing to have some technical difficulties. If Grayson, could you just continue on with that line?
I'll call up the right master constable. We have here recovered the most dangerous piece of literature as ever known to Commonwealth.
Masters, masters!
Speak, we charge you. Let us obey you and go with us. Exit. Scene 2, Hero's apartment. Enter Hero, Margaret, and Ursula.
Troth, I think your other gown were better.
No, pray thee, good Meg, I'll wear this.
By my troths, not so good, and I warrant your cousin will say so.
My cousin's a fool, and thou art another. I'll wear none but this.
Enter Beatrice.
Good morrow, coz.
Good morrow, sweet hero.
Why, how now? Do you speak in the sick tune?
I am all out of other tune, methinks. 'Tis almost 5 o'clock, cousin. 'Tis time you were ready. By my troth, I am exceedingly ill. Hi-ho.
For a hawk, a horse, or a husband?
These gloves the Count sent me. They are an excellent perfume.
I am stuffed, cousin. I cannot smell.
A maid and stuffed. There's goodly catching of a cold.
By my troth, I am sick.
Get you some of this distilled Cardus Benedictus, and lay it to your heart. It is the only thing for a qualm.
Benedictus? Why, Benedictus, you have some moral in this Benedictus.
Moral? No, by my troth, I have no moral meaning. I meant plain holly thistle.
There thou with the thistle.
Enter Ursula.
Madame, withdraw. The Prince, the Count, Signor Benedict, Don Jean, and all the gallants of town are come to fetch you to church.
Exit. Scene 3. Another room in Leonardo's house. Enter Leonardo with Dogberry and Vergus.
Grayson, if you could continue on reading Leonardo for us, as Isabella seems to be gone.
What would you with me, honest neighbor?
Marry, sir, I would have some confidence with you that discerns you nearly.
Brief, I pray you, for you see it is.
Marry, this it is, sir.
Yes, in truth it is, sir.
What is it, my good friend?
Good man Vergus, sir, speaks a little of the matter. His wits are not so blunt as, God help, I would desire they were, but in faith, honest as the skin between his brows.
Yes, I thank God I am as honest as any man living.
Comparisons are odorous.
Neighbors, you are tedious.
It is your worship to say so, sir, but we are the poor Duke's officers.
I would fan know what you have to say.
Marry, sir, our watch tonight, expecting your worship's presence, had taken a couple of as errant knaves as any in Messina.
Oh, a good old man, sir. He will be talking, God help us. It is a world to see. Well said, neighbor Vergus. And two men ride of a horse, one must ride behind.
I must leave you.
One word, sir. Our watch, sir, have indeed comprehended two auspicious persons, and we would have them this morning examined before your worship.
Take their examination yourself and bring it to me. I am now in great hassle, as it may appear unto you.
It shall be suffigance.
Drink some wine where'er you go. Fare you well. Exit Leonardo.
Go, good partner, go! We are to examination, these men!
Exit. Scene 4, a church. Don Pedro, Don Jean, Leonardo, Friar Francis, Claudio, Benedict, Hero, Beatrice, and attendants at Hero and Claudio's wedding.
You come hither, my lord, to marry this lady.
No.
To marry her, friar, you come marry her.
Lady, you come hither to be married to this count?
I do.
If either of you know any inward impediment why you should not be conjured, charge you on your souls to utter it.
Know you any hero?
None, my lord.
Know you any count?
I dare make his answer. None.
Oh, what men dare do. What men may do. What men daily do not, knowing what they do.
How now? Interjections? Why, then some be of laughing, as
Stand thee by, friar. Father, by your leave, will you, with free and unconstrained soul, give me this maid, your daughter?
As freely, son, as God did give her me.
And what I have to give her back, whose worth may counterpoise this rich and precious.
Nothing, unless you render her again.
Sweet prince, I learn your noble thankfulness. Verily, Nacho, take her back. Give not this rotten orange to your friend. She is but the sign and semblance of her honor. Behold how like a maid she blushes here. Would you not swear all that see her that she were a maid by these exterior shows? But she is none. She knows the heat of a luxurious bed. Her blush is guiltiness, not modesty.
What do you mean, my lord?
Not to be married, not to knit my soul to an approved wanton.
Dear my lord, if you in your own proof have vanquished the resistance of her youth and made defeat of her virginity.
I know what you would say. If I had known her, you would say she did embrace me as a husband, and so extenuate the beforehand sin. No, Leonardo, I never tempted her with word too large, but as a brother to his sister showed bashful sincerity and comely love.
And seemed I ever otherwise to you?
Out on thee, seeming, I will write against it. You seem to me as Dian in her orb, as chaste as is the bud ere it be blown. But you are more intemperate in your blood than Venus or those pampered animals that rage in savage sensuality.
Is my lord well? That he doth speak so wide.
Prince, why speak not you?
What should I speak? I stand dishonored that you have gone about to link my dear friend to a common stale.
What man was he talked with you yesternight at your window betwixt 12 and 1? If you are a maid, answer to this.
I talked with no man at that hour, my lord.
Why, then are you no maiden? Leonardo, I am sorry you must hear. Upon my honor, myself, my sister, and this grieved count did hear her at that hour last night talk with a ruffian at her chamber window, who hath indeed, most like a liberal villain, confessed the vile encounters they have had 1,000 times in secret.
Fie, fie! They are not to be named, my lord, not to be spoke of. There is not chastity enough in language without offence to utter them. Thus, pretty lady, I am sorry for thy much misgovernment.
Oh, hero, what a hero hadst thou been, if half thy outward graces had been placed upon thy thoughts and counsels of thy heart. But fare thee well, most foul, most fair.
That's no man's dagger, your point for me.
Hero swoons.
Why, how now, cousin, wherefore sink you down?
Come, let us go. These things come thus to light. Smother her spirits up.
Exit all except Leonardo, Benedict, Beatrice, Hero, and the friar.
How doth the lady?
Dead, I think. Help, uncle! Hero, why, hero? Uncle, Signor Benedict, friar!
O faith, take not away thy heavy hand. Death is the fairest cover for her shame. That may be wished for.
How now, cousin hero?
Have comfort, lady.
Thou look up.
Yea, wherefore should she not?
Therefore, why doth not every earthly thing cry shame upon her? She here deny the story that is printed in her blood. Not live here, nor ope thine eyes. Grieved I had but one, but I for that frugal nature's frame, but one too much by thee. Had I one, ever wast thou lovely in my eyes.
Sir, be patient. For my part, I am so attired in wonder I know not what to say.
Oh, on my soul, my cousin is belied.
Lady, were you her bedfellow last night?
No, truly not, although until last night I have this 12-month been her bedfellow.
Confirmed. The two princes lie, and Claudio lie, who loved her so. Speaking of her foulness, washed it with tears. From her, let her die.
Lady, what man is he you are accused of?
They know that do accuse me. I know none. If I know more of any man alive, than that which maiden modesty doth warrant. Sins lack mercy. Prove free man with me can serve my hours unmeet. I yesternight maintained the change of words with her. Refuse me to me.
There is some strange misprison in the princes.
2 of them have the very bent of honor, and if their wisdoms be misled in this, the practice of lives in Jean, the bastard, whose spirits toil in frame and villainies.
I know not the secret truth of her. These hands shall tear her. If they wrong her honor, the proudest of them shall serve it.
Pause a while, and let my counsel sway you in this case. Your daughter here the princes left for dead. Let a while be secretly kept in, and publish it that she is dead indeed.
Shall become of this?
When Claudio shall hear she died upon his words, the idea of her life shall sweetly creep into the study of his imagination, and every lovely organ of her life shall become apparelled in more precious habit, more delicate and full of life, into the eye of prospect of his soul, than when she lived indeed. Then shall he mourn, if ever love had interest in his liver, and wish he had not accused her. No, he thought, his accusation's true.
Sir, Signor Leonato, let the friar advise you.
Seeing that I flow in grief, smallest twine may lead me.
Come, lady, die to live this wedding day, perhaps is but prolonged.
Exit. Scene 5. A room in Leonardo's house. Enter Benedict and Beatrice.
Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yea, and I will weep a while longer.
I will not desire that.
You have no reason. I do it freely.
Well, surely I do believe your fair cousin is wronged.
How much might the man of me deserve that would right her?
Is there any way to show such friendship?
A very even way, but no such friend.
May a man do it?
It is a man's office, not yours.
I do love nothing in the world so as well as you. Is that not strange?
As strange as the thing I know not. It were as possible for me to say I loved nothing so well as you, but believe me, and yet I lie not, I confess nothing, nor I deny nothing. I am sorry for my cousin.
By my sword, Beatrice, thou lovest me?
Do not swear it and eat it.
I will swear by it that you love me, and I will make him eat it that says I love you not.
Will you not eat your word?
With no sauce that can be devised to it, I protest I love thee.
Why then, God forgive me.
What offense, sweet Beatrice?
You have stayed me in a happy hour. I was about to protest I loved you.
And do it with all thy heart?
I love you with so much of my heart that there is none left to protest.
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
What? Not for the wide world!
You kill me to deny it. Farewell.
Oh, tarry, sweet Beatrice.
I am gone. Though I am here, there is no love in you. Nay, I pray you, let me go.
Oh, Beatrice.
In faith, I will go.
Well, we'll be friends first.
You dare be easier friends with me than fight with mine enemy.
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is he not approved in the height a villain that hath slandered, scorned, dishonoured my kinswoman? Oh, that I were a man. What, bear her in hand until they come to take hands? And then with public accusation, uncovered slander, unmitigated rancor. Oh, that I were a man. I would eat his heart in the marketplace.
Oh, hear me, Beatrice.
Talk with a man out a window. A proper saying.
Nay, but Beatrice.
Sweet hero, she is wronged, she is slandered, she is undone.
Beatrice.
Princes and counties. A goodly count. Oh, that I were a man for his sake, or that I had any friend who would be a man for my sake. But manhood is melted into courtesies, valor into compliment, and men are only turned into tongue, and trim ones too. He is now as valiant as Hercules that only tells a lie and swears it. I cannot be a man with wishing. Therefore I will die a woman with grieving.
By this hand, I love thee.
Use it for my love some other way than swearing it.
Think you in your soul that the Count Claudio hath wronged Hero?
As sure as I have thought or soul.
Enough. I am engaged. I will challenge him, and I will kiss your hand. By this hand, Claudio shall render me a dear account. As you hear of me, so think of me. Go, comfort your cousin. I must say she is dead. And so, farewell.
Exit. Scene 6. A prison. Enter Dogberry, Vergus, and Sexton in gowns in the watch with Conrad and Horatio.
Is your name, friend?
Horatio.
Pray write down Horatio. Your sire?
I am a gentleman, sir, and my name is Conrad.
Masters, do you serve God?
Yea, sir, we hope.
Write down that they hope to serve God, and write down God first. For God defend, but God should go before such villains. Masters, it is proved already that you are little better than false knaves. And it will go near to be thought so shortly. How answer you for yourselves?
Marry, sir, we say we are none.
A marvelous witty fellow, I assure you, but I will go about with him. A word in your ear, sir. I say to you, it is thought you are false knaves.
Sir, I say to you we are none.
Well, stand aside, for God they are both in a tale. Have you writ down that they are none?
Master Constable, you go not the way to examine. You must call forth the watch that are their excusers.
Yes, Harry, that's the eftest way. Let the watch come forth.
Masters, I charge you in the prince's name, accuse these men.
This man said, sir, that Dawn Jean, the prince's sister, was a villain.
Write down Prince Jean a villain. Why, this is flat perjury, to call a prince's sister villain.
Master Constable.
Pray thee, fellow peace. I do not like thy look, I promise thee.
Heard you say else.
Married that he had received 1,000 ducats of Don John for accusing the lady hero wrongfully.
Flat burglary as ever was committed.
Yea, by mass, that it is.
That Count Claudio did mean upon his word to disgrace Hero before the whole assembly and not marry her.
Oh, villain, thou wilt be condemned into everlasting redemption for this!
This is all. Then you can deny Lord Jean is this morning secretly was this manner accused, and this was very manner refused upon the grief of his son who died. Master Constable, let these men be bound and brought to Leonardo's. I will go forward and show him their examination. Exit.
Let them be opinionated.
Let them be in the hands.
Off, coxcomb!
God's my life! Where's the sexton? Let him write down the prince's officer coxcomb. Come, bind them, thou naughty varlet.
Away! Away! You are a fool! You are a fool!
Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my years? Oh, that he were here to write down a fool! But, masters, remember that I am a fool. Though it be not written down, yet forget not that I am a fool. No, thou villain, thou art full of piety, as shall be proved upon thee by good witness. I am a wise fellow, and, which is more, an officer, and, which is more, a householder, and, which is more, as pretty a piece of flesh as any in the Messina, and one that knows the law, go to, and a rich fellow enough, go to, and a fellow that hath had losses, and one that hath 2 gowns, and everything handsome about her. Bring him away! Oh, that I had been writ down a fool!
Exit. Scene 7. Before Leonardo's house. Enter Claudio, Don Pedro, and Bit.
Ah, now, Signor, what news?
Good day, my lord.
We have been up and down the street to seek thee, for we are high-proof melancholy and would fain have it beaten away. Wilt thou use thy wit?
It is in my scabbard. Shall I draw it?
Dost thou wear thy wit by thy side?
Never any did so, though very many have been besides their wit. I will bid thee draw, and we do the minstrels drew to pleasure us.
As I am an honest man, he looks pale. Art thou sick or angry?
What? Courage, man? Let thou care kill the cat, and thou hast meddled enough into thy kill care.
But when shall we set the savage bull's horn on the sensible Benedict's head?
Yea, and text underneath. Here dwells Benedict and the married man.
Shall I speak a word in your ear?
God bless me from a challenge.
Side to Claudio.
You are a villain. I jest not. I will make it good how you dare, with what you dare and when you dare. Do me right, or I will protest your cowardice.
Well, I will meet you, so I may have good cheer.
My lord, for your many courtesies I thank you. I must discontinue your company. Your brother, the bastard, is fled from Messina. You have among you killed a sweet and innocent lady. For my lord lack-bared there, he and I shall meet. Until then, peace be with him.
Exit.
Did he not say my brother was fled?
Enter Dogberry, Vergus, and the Watch, with Conrad and Horatio.
Officers, what offense have these men done?
Marry, sir, they have committed false report. Moreover, they have spoken untruths. Secondarily, they are slanders. 6, and lastly, they have belied a lady. Thirdly, they have verified unjust things. And, to conclude, they are lying knaves.
This learned constable is too cunning to be understood. What is your offense?
Sweet prince, let me go no farther to mine answer. Do hear me, and let this count kill me. I've deceived even your very eyes, but your wisdoms could not discover. These shallow fools have brought to light, who in the night overheard me confessing to this man how Don John, your brother, incensed me to slander the lady Hero, how you were brought into the orchard and saw me court Margaret in Hero's garments, how you disgraced her when you should marry her. My villainy they have upon record, which I had rather seal with my death than repeat over to my shame. The lady is dead, upon mine and my master's false accusations. And, briefly, I desire nothing but the reward of a villain.
Runs not this speech like iron through your blood?
I have drunk poison while he utters it.
Bring away the plaintiffs and masters. Do not forget to specify, when time and place shall serve, that I am a fool.
'Tis the villain. Let me see his eyes, that when I note another man like him, may avoid him.
If you would know your wronger, look on me.
Art thou the slave that with thy breath hast killed mine child?
Yea, even I alone.
No, not so. Here stand a pair of honorable. A third is fled. I had a hand in it. I thank you, Prince, for our daughter's death. Record it with your high and worthy deed. It was bravely done. Thank you of it.
I know not how to pray your patience, yet I must speak. Choose your revenge yourself. Impose me to what penance your invention can lay upon my sin. Yet sinned I not but in mistaking.
By my soul, nor I. And yet, to satisfy this good old man, I would bend under any heavy weight that he'll enjoin me to.
Cannot bid my daughters live. That were impossible. And I pray you both possess the people of Messina here, how innocent she died. And if your love can labor aught in bad invention, hang her an epitaph upon her tomb, and sing it to her bones. Sing it tonight, tomorrow morning, come you to my house. And since you could not be my son-in-law, yet my nephew, my brother has a daughter, almost a copy of my child's that's dead. She alone is heir to both of us. If for the right you should have given her cousin, who dies.
I do embrace your offer, and dispose for henceforth of poor Claudio.
This naughty man shall face to face be brought to Margaret, who I believe had packed in all this wrong.
No, by my soul, she was not, nor knew what she did when she spoke to me, but always hath been just and virtuous in anything that I do know by her.
Moreover, sir, which indeed is not under white and black, this plaintiff here, the offender, did call me fool. I beseech you, let it be remembered in his punishment. I thank thee for thy care and honest pains. Your worship speaks like a most thankful and reverend youth, and I praise God for you.
There's for thy pains.
God keep your worship, humbly give you leave to depart. And if a merry meeting may be wished, God prohibit it. Come, neighbor.
Exit Dogberry and Vergus.
Until tomorrow morning, lords. Farewell.
We will not fail.
To the watch.
Bring you these fellows on.
Exit several. Scene 8, a church at Hero's funeral. Enter Don Pedro, Claudio, and 3 or 4 with tapers.
Pardon, goodness of the night, those that slew thy virgin night, for which with songs of woe round about her tomb they go. Midnight assist our moan, help us to sigh and groan heavily, heavily. Graves yawn and yield your dead, till death be uttered heavily, heavily.
Exit. Scene 8, Scene 9, Leonardo's garden. Enter Benedict and Margaret meeting.
Pray thee, sweet mistress Margaret, deserve well at my hands by helping me to the speech of Beatrice.
Will you then write me a sonnet in praise of my beauty?
In so high a style, Margaret, that no man living shall come over it, for in most comely truth thou deservest it.
To have no man come over me. Why, shall I always keep below stairs?
Thy wit is as quick as the greyhound's mouth it catches.
And yours as blunt as the fenter's foils, which hit but hurt not.
A most manly wit, Margaret. It will not hurt a woman, and so, I pray thee, call Beatrice. I give her the bucklers.
Give us the swords. We have bucklers of our own.
Except Margaret sings.
The God of love that sits above and knows me, how pitiful I deserve. I mean in singing, but in loving Leander, the good swimmer, Troilus, the first employer of Pandares, why, they were so never so truly turned over and over as my poor self in love. Marry, I cannot show it in rhyme. I have tried. I can find out no rhyme to lady, but baby, an innocent rhyme. For scorn, horn, a hard rhyme, and for school, fool, a babbling rhyme. Very ominous endings. No, I was not born under a rhyming planet, nor can I not woo in festival terms.
Dear Beatrice.
Sweet Beatrice, wouldst thou come when I called thee?
Yea, Signor, and depart when you bid me.
Oh, stay but till then.
Then is spoken. Fare you well, and yet, ere I go, let me ask for that which I came, which is with knowing what hath passed between you and Claudio.
Only foul words, and thereupon I will kiss thee.
Foul words is but foul wind, and foul wind is but foul breath, and foul breath is noisome. Therefore, I will depart unkissed.
But thou hast frightened the word out of his right sense, so forcible is thy wit. But I must tell thee plainly, Claudio undergoes my challenge, and either I must shortly hear from him, or I will subscribe him a coward. And I pray thee now, tell me for which of my bad parts didst thou first fall in love with me?
For all of them together, which maintained so politic a state of evil that they would not admit any good part to intermingle with them. But for which of my good parts did you first suffer love for me?
Suffer love? A good epithet. I do suffer love indeed, for I love thee against my will.
In spite of your heart, I think. If you spite it for my sake, I will spite it for yours, for I will never love that which my friend hates.
Thou and I are too wise to woo peaceably. I pray thee, now tell me, how doth your cousin?
Very ill.
And how do you?
Very ill, too.
Serve God, love me, and mend.
Enter Ursula.
Madam, you must come to your uncle. It is proved my lady Hero hath been falsely accused, the prince and Claudio mightily abused, and Don Jean is the author of all who is fled and gone. Will you come presently?
Will you go to hear this news, Signor?
I will live in thy heart, die in thy lap, and be buried in thy eyes, and moreover I will go with thee.
Exit. Scene 10. A room in Leonato's house. Enter Leonato, Benedict, Beatrice, Margaret, Ursula, Friar.
Did I not tell you she was innocent?
The Prince and Claudio, who accused her upon the error that you heard debated. Margaret was in some fault for this, though against her will, as it appears in truth of all the question.
Well, I am glad that all things sort so well.
Friar, I must entreat your pains, I think.
To do what, Signor?
To bind me, or undo me, one of them. Signor Leonato, truth it is, good Signor, your niece regards me with an eye of favor.
I my daughter lent her, 'tis most true.
And I do with an eye of love requite her.
Sight whereof I think you had from me, from Claudio and the prince. What's your will?
Your answer, sir, is enigmatical, but for my will is, your good will may stand with ours this day to be conjoined in the state of honorable marriage, in which, good friar, I will entreat your pains.
Good morrow to this fair assembly.
Morrow, Prince. Good morrow, Claudio. Here attend you, and are you yet determined today to marry my brother's daughter?
I'll hold my mind. Where's she and eat you?
Forth. The friar ready.
Which is the lady I must seize upon?
Same as she. I do give you her.
Why, then she's mine. Sweet, let me see your face.
No, that you shall not. You take her hand before this friar and swear to marry her.
Give me your hand. Before this holy friar, I am your husband, if you like of me.
And when I lived, I was your other wife.
Unmasking.
And when you loved, you were my other husband.
Another hero?
Nothing certainer. One hero died defiled, but I do live. And surely as I live, I am a maid.
The former hero? Hero that is dead?
Died, my lord. While her slander lived.
All this amazement can I qualify, when after the holy rites ended, I'll tell you largely of Friar Hero's death. Meantime, let wonder seem familiar, and to the chapel let us presently.
Soft and fair friar, which is Beatrice?
Unmasking.
I answer to that name. What is your will?
Do not you love me?
Why, no. No more than reason.
Why, then your uncle and the prince and Claudio have been deceived. They swore you did.
Do not you love me?
Troth, no. No more than reason.
Why, then my cousins Margaret and Ursula are much deceived, for they did swear you did.
They swore that you were almost sick for me.
They swore you were well nigh dead for me.
'Tis no such matter. Then you do not love me?
No, truly, but in friendly recompense.
I'm sure you love the gentleman.
And I will be sworn upon it that he loves her. For here is a paper written in his hand, and halting sonnets of his pure own brain fashioned to Beatrice.
And here's another writ in my cousin's hand, stolen from her pocket, containing her affection unto Benedict.
A miracle! Here's our own hands against our heart. Come, I will have thee, but by this light I take thee for pity.
I would not deny you, but by this good day I yield upon great persuasion, and partly to save your life, for I was told you were in a consumption.
Peace. I will stop your mouth.
Kissing her.
How dost thou, Benedict, the married man?
I'll tell thee what, prince. A college of wit crackers cannot flout me out of my humor. Dost thou think I care for satire or an epigram? No. Since I do purpose to marry, I will think nothing to any purpose that the world can stay against it, and therefore never flout at me for what I have said against it. For man is a giddy thing, and this is my conclusion.
Enter a messenger.
My lord, your sister John is ta'en in flight, and brought with an armed man back to Messina.
Think not on her till tomorrow. I'll devise the brave punishments for her. Let's dance, ere we are married. That is, it may lighten our hearts and our wives' heels.
I'll have dancing afterward.
First, upon my word, therefore, play music.
Don Pedro.
Prince, thou art sad. Get thee a wife. Get thee a wife.
Dance. Exit. End of Act 2.
And so ends the show. Woo!
Yay.
Thank you all so much for bearing with us with our technical difficulties throughout. But this has been it. Actors, give yourselves a round of applause, please, for how great y'all did. So wonderful. And take a little bow for yourselves. Take a bow for yourselves. Yay! And now I shall hand it off to Mr. Kelly for the big announcement that everyone has been waiting for. Mr. Kelly?
Yay!
Well, first of all, guys, how about a big round of applause for Sam and all the hard work Sam's put into this wonderful performance. Great job, Sam.
Yes.
And then take a second round of applause for each of your wonderful selves. You guys did a hell of a job. It was great. I loved it. I had the best time.
Oh yeah.
So much fun.
Woo!
Oh yeah. So, man, this was like the first bit of theater that we've gotten to do since, Arsenic and Old Lace, which feels like that was forever ago, didn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
This was wonderful. I had a great time. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm stalling right now because what I like to do is build up the drama and make people go, just say it already, because I'm an evil, awful. We're going to start. Sorry. Yeah. We're going to start with the officers. Did somebody have a comment they needed to make? Sorry, I couldn't. Okay. So I am minimizing my screen because I'm just going to read it so I don't screw it up. So let me pull it back up. My school computer crashed one time during the show for some reason. Okay, so I wanted to say, just like I did when we day of the speeches and we started the opening of the ballots that day, that we had so many more people running for office this year that were and actors. Some years it's just all of one or the other, and I think that this is just a better slice of pie of the entire theater department that we have. Obviously, whoever that would win any of these contests would be an amazing officer. As always, I say this every year, and I don't know if people believe it or not, but the races were really, 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 really close. So you guys ready to find out who your officers are?
Yes.
Yes. I'm kidding.
Yes.
All right. I minimize you guys so I can read, like I said. So I'll start at the bottom and work our way up. So our historian for next year is Miss Emily Bragg.
Woo.
Woo.
Sorry, hold on. Now, our webmaster for next year, we're looking at it right now. It's Bailey Godfrey.
Go Bailey.
Bye-bye.
Boom. Our clerk for next year is your director, Sam Gussman. Our treasurer for next year is Mr. Juan Facio Hernandez. We love Juan.
One. Yay.
Our secretary for next year is none other than Abby Roush. Our VP, Miss Abigail Boyer.
Yay!
And finally, your troop president of 6681 going into next school year is Miss Briley Sullins. Great job. Great job to everyone. Yeah. I'll tell you, we couldn't have asked for better people. We're going to have such a wonderful year. And I know you probably want to know what are some of the things we're going to be doing next year. And so that's what's coming next. What we can't do right now, like we normally do, is go ahead and find some artwork and put it on the website, because I have not had confirmation from every publishing house that all shows are a go. But what I am going to do is tell you what I've put in for, and say that, in this land of COVID stuff, all of next year is subject to change based upon the state of Georgia, school boards. So just bear with me, but this is my plan for next year. Normally I start with the first show and I go all the way to the fourth one, but I'm going to be a little weird this year because, well, it's been a little weird. But what we're looking at doing for the closing of next year would be a little play called Matilda. You guys already knew we were going to do that show again, and so we think that'll probably be the best time of year to do Matilda. So now we're going to rewind, and we're going to do the third show. I think everyone had a wonderful time with Arsenic and Old Lace. People know that it's a show dear to me. It was a really funny play. I think if you didn't know it and you just heard me say it's a funny play about two women that murder people and bury them in the basement, you might go, that might not be funny. And then you see it and you realize, my God, like I peed all over myself. And so we're doing a farce. A farce is just a very, very silly, over-the-top play by Mr. Neil Simon. It is about the deputy mayor of New York City. It is his 10th wedding anniversary, and all of his friends are coming over to his house. The unfortunate thing is nobody can find him for a while. In fact, he's not even a character that you get to act as in the play. But what's happened was we find that poor Charlie has shot himself in the head. He's in the bedroom and he's all hopped up on volume, and he ended up shooting his ear off. So as all the guests are coming to the house, they can't find his wife. They don't know where all the staff are because they're rich people that are like working in the kitchen, but that's okay. One of the married couples that comes over is an attorney, so they're trying to find out what to do with their best friend. Another one just wrecked his BMW, and he's all frazzled. And everyone, of course, is married couples. One of them has a TV celebrity chef, like it would be like on the Food Network or whatnot, and her name's Cookie. And so all kinds of craziness and hijinks ensue. Of course, the police have to come. What would it be if we don't have silly police? And so this play is Neil Simon, and it's called Rumors. It is wonderful. So I look forward to getting these scripts in and then scanning them over the summer so that you can read them on your own. But Rumors is absolutely hysterical. So now we're going to jump to the one-act competition show. Very excited about this play. We want next year, because the world is so the way it is, that we want people to leave the theater feeling pretty good. So that's the idea behind the season. And so this play is about two elderly women that live in a retirement facility, and they don't like each other, and they're roommates. And they each want the room to themselves. The only way they get it is if the other person chooses to leave. So their orderly, who is with them every day, their families that come in and out, but they do some crazy things to each other. One of them pretends to hang herself in the closet. So at one point in time, you open the closet up and there's a dead woman, only she's not dead. She was just playing around, trying to freak out her roommate. I know, look at Riley's face. And another time, one of the women drugs the other one, and when they wake up, they're on an airplane and they're about to go skydiving. And so, yes, so there will even be an airplane that we will build, an interior of an airplane for the skydiving scene. And this play is called Ripcord, and it is outstanding. And now, finally, there's probably one more musical that you'd like to hear. It's slated to go around Christmas time. I have not heard back, like I said, on this show. But if we get it, it will be a monumental achievement for Chestatee High School. I'm not going to say anything about this show because I'm willing to bet every single one of you probably knows almost every single song from this show. So I'm just going to say, Dear Evan Hansen.
Sorry.
What? You're not allowed to joke about that.
I'm not even joking.
Come at your house and fight you. I'm gonna
I put in for it. I put in for it before spring break. You can ask Ms. Masters. I am literally working on bringing Dear Evan Hansen to Chestatee High School.
I love you. What the heck? I'm gonna make fun of you. I love you.
So keep your fingers crossed that it all works out. Okay, that's the big one we don't know about. But that is my master plan for next year. So some of you are saying like, I can't wait for the season. And I said, I think you're gonna freak out. Or how do we feel?
Hey, what?
How did you even?
Yeah. So we can share with all our friends that weren't here today. We just can't put it on the website yet for obvious reasons. But yes.
Tell everybody.
Yeah. But that's what we're trying to do, my friend.
I wanted so bad. What? Bro. You know what? You really went for it this time. You really didn't disappoint. I'm not mad.
Yeah, okay, good.
For once, I'm not mad at you. I won't make fun of you for a whole 48 hours. That's a lie. For a whole 2 hours.
I was gonna say.
Fair enough.
You get
But
2 hours.
You've got lots of ways for lots of people to be involved in tons of shows next year. At the end of the day, they have good messages. People will leave the theater after every show feeling better about their lives than when they entered. And that's that's like the overall theme for next year. Is let's make people's lives better.
I think
I'm very
Caroline's
happy.
frozen.
I don't have words.
Wait,
Nah, he's just messing with us. He's just messing.
Oh my god.
No, I mean, I mess all the time, but I never mess when it's the actual announcement of the season.
If you were joking about this, I'd literally fight you. I would get suspended from school to fight you. Like, bare hands.
Yeah, my favorite was Riley's face. His camera on the screen is right above my face, so I could see him. I thought he almost was going to flip over the bed. So, I'm assuming you guys know a little bit about that play, but I'm very, very much looking forward to it.
I hate you.
A little bit.
I'm
Next
really
year.
sad now that I graduated, Jeff.
I'm so sorry.
You just gave me the best
I'm so
right
sorry,
here,
Dana.
bro.
Malifi just texted me and said, "What's Dear Evan Hansen?"
Malifi!
Malifi.
Yeah, that's fine. No, there's
uncultured.
Oh, I love it. But
Malifi.
still.
So, like, listen, most years, a good portion of the shows, I'd be like, "This is what we're doing," and people are like, "What?" And then one student's like, "Yeah," and they're really quiet. And they might be doing that to make me feel better. But Dear Evan Hansen is a musical that came out just a handful of years ago, still running on Broadway. They started a national tour just a couple of years ago, and it's about a kid that commits suicide in high school. And Evan Hansen is a suicidal kid that's been seeing a therapist, and the therapist wants him to write letters to himself every day. Dear Evan Hansen. And one of these letters gets found, and it gets mistaken to be this other kid that Evan didn't really know very well, and they were definitely not friends. And the whole family starts to think they had like this special friendships because the parents and the daughter, who Evan thinks is like the most beautiful girl in the world, was like an emo kid that just hated the world every day, and they didn't think he had any friends. And so Evan went along with it because suddenly he became cool and popular. And of course, then, we learned some lessons about when you lie about particularly things of that nature. But I'm a firm believer that it's a show every parent and high school student should see. It's fantastic with our new technology coming next year, that we should be able to do like the on-screen texting and all of those things. We should be able to actually do them at Chestatee High School. So I thought, what a great way to showcase the new space, give you guys hopefully a great year, and maybe improve some lives while we're at it.
I've got
I'm
an
gonna get
outside
to do
question.
mixes for Dear
Got
Evan
an outside
Hansen.
question from from someone else. Ask if
Yeah.
it has a backup musical if it doesn't work.
So we're not sure quite yet. When I say we, of course, Miss Masters and I pick all the musicals. So yeah, there will be obviously another show that will go in its place. But right now we're just gonna keep our fingers crossed that over the summer it comes through, and then we just roll forward with Evan Hansen.
Question.
Yes, John.
So can I posted the officers on the Remind, so I can post the season on the Remind, but just not on the website.
Correct. Yes, just because we don't have, or you can say it's the proposed season because we have not been given performance rights just yet. The rest of them are fine. Like we've already got paid for the performance rights for Matilda.
Hey, Nick.
But, both Ripcord and Rumors are pretty much instant things. And luckily, Dramatist, who is very easy to work with, owns the rights to Ripcord, so we don't have to deal with Sam French. So people that made Spitfire so much of a hassle for us. So that'll be good too. But yeah, I'm very excited about next season. When the new theater opens, of course, we're going to do a cabaret night where all current students and alumni are invited back to perform anything that they want. So we're going to have one heck of a beautiful year together. I'm just really excited, and yeah, I couldn't wait to tell everybody what I've been working on, and I hope it's something that will get you all excited throughout the summer. And we'll come back to school and just have the best year together we can.
Mr. Kelly, we're doing Ripcord.
I'm just.
Record during competition.
It's great.
Abigail, you're so cute.
I'm
sure-
excited to build a plane.
Right? Yeah.
Garrett and I got excited at the same time. You said plane, and I said yes, sir. And then I looked at Garrett's face.
It's gonna be monumental.
Yes.
I'm coming to see every show.
And we're gonna have the mics
Ooh.
to support the shows that we have. I'm unbelievably excited.
Oh, that's gonna be wild.
Like,
Yeah, we
Dear
should
Evan Hansen, I get to do mixes for Dear Evan Hansen if we get to do that. Like, I'm literally about to scream. I did scream. My parents
I'm
are
so
probably very
jealous.
concerned. Okay.
Yeah.
And guys, we do have a new end of the year video coming soon. We can all watch it together on Zoom or something. So send me pictures if you have them. If you have pictures of new people, send them to me because I can only include what I have.
That's
I've been stalking Instagrams and pulling pictures from shows and everything that I can. And there's so many lovely faces that aren't included enough that should be because they worked very hard to be a part of our department. So if any of you have any pictures from this process or from any process or anything theater related or even just with theater people, just send them to me. And if you don't think it's good, send it to me anyway and I'll decide and put it in or not put it in.
Yes,
Just send them.
Briley's been talking to me a ton, and I meant to say that too. She's been trying to work on making the end of the year video. We all saw like the prototype one. We just didn't have enough pictures of peeps. And so just text her everything. We can get everybody. And it's hard because, we're not at school to see each other. We didn't get to really do Matilda and a little play called Much Ado the way we wanted to. But maybe we have some pictures of hanging out in class, rehearsals, those types of things. Pictures you took when you were maybe at FestCon just on your phone or anything. But we definitely want to represent everyone. And it was really hard for us to do that.
Because I wanted to get something up on the Instagram for you guys because I know I miss all of you, so I know you're missing each other. And I wanted you guys to have something to watch for the time being, but I do want to have something that's more inclusive that we can all watch together and enjoy because we're missing awards night and that just kind of sucks. So everyone deserves to get to recap the year together if they want to, so send anything you have and we'll see how far we can get with getting everyone included.
Precious.
Yes, sir. Well, that is all that
sums
I have.
everything up.
Yeah.
I think that sums everything up. Well, again, thank you, Mr. Kelly, for coming in and sharing all the exciting news. I'm so excited. And thank everyone at home for coming out tonight with all of us. I hope you all enjoyed it.
Oh, I forgot people were watching.
And we will see you next year.
And Grayson, at some point in time, we're going to have a black van show up in your driveway and we're going to kidnap you. So just let your parents know that it's okay and you're safe.
Kidnapping is safe. Okay, Jeffrey. Okay.
All right, Gary, you can take us off whenever you're ready.
Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. All right.
All right.
See you guys.
Again, y'all are